Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to Islam in 90. In this episode, we're going to do something just a little bit different. No clock, just you and I would like to share with you my personal story of the tragic events that occurred 19 years ago. So first and foremost, one of the things that I think we don't oftentimes realize is that the tragic events of 9/11 happened to each and every one of us. The perpetrators of that horrific crime, they do not represent Muslims, they do not represent the Middle East, they do not represent any religion that you or I know. Therefore, we have to understand that those events hurt each and every one of us, regardless of our religious or cultural background. I can remember that morning very clearly. I was a college student, so I was asleep in my bedroom because I didn't have classes that started until midday. And my mother, she burst in the bedroom door, yelling about how planes had just been flown into a building. I was groggy, not quite awake, so I just went back to sleep. And it wasn't until I heard my mom shriek from the living room as the second plane hit the World Trade Center tower that I went and sat with my parents in disbelief as we watched this play out right in front of us. Later that morning, I did what I always do. I got ready and I went to attend my first class at the University of Central Oklahoma. And it wasn't until I approached the building and I saw the sign on the door saying that classes had been canceled due to the tragic events that occurred in New York that I began to realize life as we knew it would never be the same. It wasn't until days later that I also realized that my life as a Muslim in America would never be the same. For the last 19 years, due to the actions of criminals that I reject along with every other American, I have had to fight for my right to exist as both American and Muslim. Now, of course, in previous videos, we have already talked about how Islam is against violence, especially that towards innocent people. And one of the things that is often unstated is that every year, when the anniversary of this tragic event rolls around, when we as Americans of all cultural and religious backgrounds should be reflecting upon the lives of those lost and how we can honor their legacy, one of the things that is not said is that I think Muslims across America get a little nervous because of the Islamophobia and anti-Muslim rhetoric that has often been associated with this event. As we approach the 19th anniversary of one of the worst acts of violence to ever be committed against American people, we must honor the lives of those lost. And the way we honor their lives is by being unified, by not allowing hatred, bigotry, ignorance, or misunderstandings to divide us as a nation. We have to come together and work towards a better future for us all.